time of our lives because it was us girls spending time with mom. And growing up as a young girl, I never really had that where my mom didn't take me to a concert.
My parents didn't take us to shows to go and watch, I'm very grateful for you because you definitely have more time with the kids than I do.
Balance is the key to life. And we can get so busy and do family time where we cut phones off, we cut the outside world off, we disconnected from the world. And God has given us so much to be responsible for. God has entrusted us with a business. God's entrusted me to go to the prison ministry. Like, how can we continue to give to so many people if we don't give to our own family? Just all of those things. I think those are the things that are most that I continue to hold and build.
I saw kids that had that privilege, and I hear kids that have that privilege.
Truly putting that time away for your kids. They see, they notice, they know when you're giving them your full undivided attention. Welcome to New Beginnings Podcast. This episode, we are going to be talking about balance.
Yes.
And so Bella was just showing us a little demonstration of what balance looks like. But we are going to be talking from a Christian biblical perspective of what balance looks like and what it means. And so welcome to New Beginnings, everyone.
Welcome to the New Beginnings, everybody. This is our wolf pack here. We brought them all on, everybody from Caleb, Zion, Bam, and Bella there. So you know me, I'm George, and this is my beautiful wife, Miss Nina. And this is the New Beginnings Podcast. This was birthed out of God's vision and my wife's execution. And our goal at the end of the day is to one day have a transition home. A transition home is where inmates can come out and they have a place. We're able to provide them with a job, a vehicle, build their credit, give them a bank account, everything that they need to be successful to come back into society. And we can do that with your help. So I know you're watching. I know you've heard this before. It is you that is going to bless us with the home that is going to impact so many people. So thank you in advance.
And also, New Beginnings is a podcast that we want to reach believers and unbelievers alike, but conversations that don't typically get talked about, or looking at what it really looks like on a different level and looking and seeing what it looks like. So for us in the spiritual, biblical, or even Christian life, we can get so busy in life. We can get very busy with home, children, school, activities, jobs, ministry, and we can just be, I don't want to say repetitive, but I do want to say that you can get just, going through life with the motions. And one thing that we've done and what we continue to do in our house is even last episode where we talked about one of them was grief and then the other one was
Our adult children.
our adult children. There you go. That's what I was talking about. So the last episode with our adult children, we were talking about how they start their own life and how they continue to go on through life. But as they do that, we have learned to still be able to live life with us six now and what it looks like for us to balance life out. So we brought our kids on because we wanted people to hear from their perspective what balance is. And what I want to share, so when I said biblical, it's Ecclesiastes chapter 3. It says there is a time for everything. And there's a time to embrace, there's a time to refrain, there's a time to be still, and there's a time for everything. And so we've learned that there is a time for everything. And here recently, for spring break, we had an opportunity the week before. I was able to go and take the girls to a concert where it was just me and the two girls, and we went to the Houston Rodeo, and we were able to, and my daughter-in-law, and we were able to go take these girls to a Megan Maroney concert because they were just gun ho about Megan Maroney and like off the wall kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't even know who this person is. And so what I did was I wanted to know who this person was because they say that if you want to know what your kids look like and who they surround themselves like, pay attention. So I wanted to pay attention. And so I started to tune in to Megan Maroney and her songs. And for a whole week, I played them in my car in private so they wouldn't know that I was trying to practice learning these songs so I could be a part of what they were listening to. And also, I wanted to know what type of music was being fed to my children, what was going into their ears, because what goes into their ears may go into their heart. And when I started to hear her songs, I kind of, I was okay with my children listening to these songs because I think at the end of the day, what I found out through this girl was that she was singing a song that or songs that were to young girls or young women or girls in general of not letting somebody destroy you, not letting some boy make you think that you're the problem. And I was like, you're right. Like, we don't hear enough of that, right? Like, and even in some of the rap culture, some of the music we listen to, and some of the music that's out there is, talking about all kinds of stuff. And so this girl was singing in her songs. I was like, so I jumped on the bandwagon and was like, okay. So I went to take them to the concert and we had the time of our lives because it was us girls spending time with mom. And growing up as a young girl, I never really had that where my mom didn't take me to a concert. My mom didn't take time off and said, hey, I'm going to take this time and invest this into my children, my girls. So I did that. And then you had your event with the boys.
So then, yeah, that happened on a day, and then we went on Thursday night after work, and we went to Man Up event, which where we had over 100 men and fathers, uh, and youth come together.
And it was a boys
It
camping
was a
trip for
men
you and your
camping trip,
boys.
yes, to where we went. Went to HEB, got all of our snacks and our breakfasts, and we cooked and
I went and got y'all's food.
yes, you went and got all of our food. Um, and for me, it was yes, we enjoy this. This is a weekend. I'm super busy. But we all are. Me and you both are, and I'm very grateful for you because you definitely have more time with the kids than I do. And for me, this weekend was my work knew. Don't call me. I'm camping. We were outside in tents. We got to put up our tent. We got to break it down, help people. Um, and it was yes, me, you, and then our oldest, Carlos. Yeah,
Carlos.
so the two boys and our oldest,
And I think that
Carlos.
was good that my oldest son Carlos got to go with the boys. With they didn't have to take Carter, and then Katie got to go with us, where she
Mm-hmm.
didn't have to take Carter, but she was able to be with us. And even though they're adult children, we talked about that in the last episode that they still need our guidance. They need still mom and dad. And so the reason why we decided to do this and we talked about balance is because balance is the key to life and we can get so busy. And I think for me, I do prison 2 times out of the week, and I never want my children to think that prison is more important or church or me and my women's group is more important than the time with our children. And so when they did come back from the camping trip, we said, okay, dad
Nah,
went with the boys, mom went with the girls, and now it's time to come together and
family
all
time.
of us
Mm-hmm.
go. And so we decided to take a few days and spend time with our kids and do family time and balance that out where we cut phones off, we cut the outside world off, we disconnected from the world and our normal routines and our normal life to give it to y'all. And so, can you help us help them, the people that are watching, to share? Zion, I'm going to ask you first. What did the alone time with mom and us girls do for you as a young teenager girl?
It definitely taught me to be more open to my mom and to be more honest. And it was just like good time that I got to spend with her and my other sisters, especially because me and Bella fight a lot, like literally a lot. But like whenever we went on the trip, like we actually like fellowshipped and yeah, and like spent time together.
Oh, y'all loved each other.
And it's so funny because it's important that we take that time because um my daughter's like it's something that was what I learned through that trip was, Zion's real quiet, she's sweet, she's kind, she's not confrontational, she doesn't do unless like she doesn't really like start stuff, right? Like even with her and Bella. And and so when we were getting ready to get on the roller coaster rides, and then Bella on the other hand, Bella is like no limit soldier. Like she does not have a problem fighting
Oh.
with her brother. She doesn't have a problem telling you like it is. Like, but when we got on the roller coaster rides, their personalities changed. Bella was so afraid of the ride like
Oh
I was.
no.
And I
Not
was praying
Bella.
on the ride. And then Zion's like, come on, that's it. Like, can we go again? Like she was handling it like a G. Like there was nothing. Yeah, they were so tough about it. And I'm like,
Should
how
have
did
went
that-
on the first ride.
you should have went on the first ride. And so, yeah, so Bella, what did it do for you? What do you think that trip did for you?
Maybe like I would say it really taught or it like really helped me get closer to my mom and my sister. I say maybe having alone time with your mom and your sister can actually get you really closer. And like Zion said, if you and your sisters or if you and your sister fight a lot, I say just take time with your family to spend time together and just to fellowship with them so you see to get closer and closer and yeah.
Good job.
That's real good.
All right. Now, the boys,
Oh,
what do
the
you think
boys.
the camping trip, like, how do you think it felt for you with your alone time with dad?
For me, I think it was good because I noticed that at the end of the day, our dad does a lot for us. You know, he provides for the family, he works for the family, makes the money. But it was knowing that no matter what, dad's always going to put his family before his work. He's going to put his relationship with his sons before his work. He's going to build our relationship with God before his work. Because, I remember hearing, teach a man how to fish will eat for a lifetime. And just knowing that our dad's not teaching us not only to fish, but he's teaching us to have that relationship with God so we can truly be that man of the house. So we can truly be that man of God that he's training us to be. Because it's an honor to have me and my dad are really close. We're best friends. Takes me to school every day. We have a 20-minute talk almost every day, pray with each other, talk to each other, encourage one another. So it's knowing that like I can trust my dad. Knowing that he may not have had the best relationship with his. Yes, he was there, but he wasn't always there. But knowing that, okay, I have my dad here. My dad's always here. Knowing that, okay, whenever my dad is not here, that I need to be the man of the house. I need to be the godly man that he's trained me to be.
So y'all are like best friends?
They know
You better
food.
answer very wisely,
They
both
know
of y'all.
food.
No, me and your best friend.
Yeah. I don't even like these kids, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Don't even like them. Don't even like them.
Okay. All right, Joshua, tell us yours. Bam, bam.
Mine was to just me getting more learn more about dad and how he puts us before work and everything.
And what did you think about the man up? Did you feel like that was a good time well spent with you and your brother and
I love
your brothers? Because your other brother went too.
because I rarely see Carlos, but that time was good.
Yeah?
And me and Caleb were always fighting, so that was good.
So y'all were just out there just running around being boys?
No shirts, playing basketball, feeding Carlos.
Well, I remember when Dad first went to one of those, and Roman was still in the house, and Roman was the only kid in the house, and y'all weren't even born yet. And Roman was climbing up trees,
I
and
lost him.
he got lost, and that was the first time. Like,
I lost
like-
him, but he was in the tree. I didn't know that.
but it was a manic thing. You're like, be careful when they come back. Don't tell mom. So
Yeah.
I know y'all gotta answer very carefully, but
tread very
Yeah.
carefully.
Okay. So now that y'all answered what those trips did, what about family time? What does that do for you? Um, we'll start with Bella. We'll start with Bella this time.
I
Family time with dad and mom and
can I say what we or our what's it called? Our vacation was like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we took a vacation, and I would say that I really like it. I'm so blessed to have a family that takes their time to be with all of us, and a mom and dad that my dad he took off of work to be with us kids, and my mom she took her time to be with us, and like I noticed that my mom, my dad, they weren't on their phones the whole entire time. They were spending family time with us. Like I learned from dinner and everything that I'm so blessed to have a family that cares for me, takes care of me, and to want to spend time with me. So I would say that maybe just spend time with your family, and it's really important because you can make so much memories. Because we made memories. We went fishing, and somebody got us lost.
Do not be telling secrets on the podcast. Everybody finna hear and want to know what you're talking about.
y'all got lost.
Ask in the comments and I'll let you know. There you go. There you go.
All right, Joshua, what about you?
How dad and mom took time off, and how just like how Bella said, how they were really on their phone, and it was just getting to make memories with all of us.
Yeah. What else? What did you enjoy doing? Did you enjoy going fishing with dad? Even though y'all didn't catch nothing?
Why are y'all telling all of our for business, bro? Like, stop.
Okay. Zion?
Wait, are we on our phone a lot? Is that why y'all both said the same thing?
We weren't on our phones?
I didn't say nothing.
No, I'm asking. Like, are we on our phone a lot? We are.
Oh well,
Y'all
yeah,
always
but
caught up with work. Dad's always getting phone calls from work people, and mom's always on her computer at home trying to figure out our family company business, church. Yeah, but what this trip did for me was it definitely brought all of us maybe just a little bit closer, but a little bit closer is greater than not being closer at all. So, but yeah, I enjoyed this trip that we took, even if it was just for a few days. We made a lot of memories. The boys are always fighting. The two little ones are always fighting, and watching them get in trouble is low key funny because me and Caleb are just like, we were like that. But now we're not. So, but yeah, I enjoyed this trip. And yeah, like Dad was saying, they're always on their phone because they're always caught up with something. And for us to see them not on their phones all weekend it meant a lot. And yeah.
They're watching.
This trip was really good because it was more of a rewind. Like it was, let's get away, let's spend this time together, make these laughs. Like there was never a moment where anybody was annoyed with each other. I'd go lay with my parents in their room and make them mad, and it's making them mad while they're comfortable. It's making them mad while they're okay, while we're all just chilling. Like there was a day where we all just took a nap all day, and it was the best thing we could have ever done.
Yeah, that was great.
I think that's a good way of saying it, like refresh, because you know, to whom much is given, much is required. And God has
Absolutely.
given us so much to be responsible for. God has entrusted us with a business. God entrusted Dad, at his job. God's entrusted me to go to the prison ministry. God's entrusted me and Dad to both help lead men and women groups in our church. And, I think getting that refresh to come back to be ready. And that's something that, our pastors taught us too is, like, for me, I never want to have my kids resent, the prison ministry or,
The church.
the church or Dad being at work or all the time that we pour out and give to people. Like, how can we continue to give to so many people and yet we don't give to our own family and our own kids? And I think that, our ministry, our first ministry is our home.
Family. Yeah.
And, how can we, our own house must be in order and our own affairs must be in order. And that's, what they said. That's what the Bible says in Timothy, is being able to do that, but it also has to start here. And so I think for us, it's being able to do that for our kids. And I always love the time that I get to, whether it's cuddle, whether it's because we do cuddle at home, but I think it's cuddling with all of them and not, the fire, sitting out by the fire, laughing, um, watching you play volleyball, lose the ball a few times, or who's going to go get it, who's smaller, who can fit through the crack, who can't, and who has the smartest route. And, you know, who's more mad now because somebody got the last biscuit or whatever, like who doesn't want a biscuit now? See, I didn't think we were going to talk about that, did y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Or who gets the last piece of bacon when we have to make 2 packs of bacon?
Bro, they were trading eggs.
Yeah. Who got the last eggs? Yeah,
I
stuff
beat
like that.
Caleb at getting golf.
Yeah, playing pool and, just all of those things. I think those are the things that are most like, those are memories that I continue to hold and build. And then just the fact that that's what taking family time is.
Well, I just love how they're all excited. They're just falling asleep over here. No, so yes, the family time for us is exactly what that is, and we were never shown that because
Yeah.
we always talk about that. Like my most excitement about the girls' concert was that my wife was taking all 3 girls to go do something that neither one of us had ever experienced. Like
Yeah.
my parents didn't take us to shows to go and watch, and yeah, we are super blessed and fortunate and just everything that derived from that and what y'all did, where y'all went, the fun that y'all had, like all that was just excitement for me bundled up on the inside because I saw kids that had that privilege and I hear kids that have that privilege and there's customers at work that tell me, oh yeah, we went and did this. And I'm like, cool. My kids went too. I was telling everybody, yeah, they're going to Megan somebody's concert. And then it was one of the dads that knew exactly who, oh yeah, Megan Maroney. Yeah, my daughters listen to them. I said, well, all of mine are going. They're going out there to the rodeo, do all of that, spend the night. And y'all came back with pink shirts, like, so that's the excitement of what it's for.
What
and
I love too is when we convey our message to people about how God has transformed our lives. And, like you said, God, I never had that as a kid growing up. And even to when I came to Christ, um, I was a single mom with 2 boys. And I never had, like I was so busy working, like I had to provide, I had to provide, I had to provide, I had to provide. And the fear of not having enough to provide. Like, what's going to happen if I miss a day of work? What's going to happen if I don't have enough money that's going to pay this bill? And what's going to happen if I don't and so I did that as a single mom. And I think there's a lot of single moms that are out there that work, 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 and they don't take the time that they need. And I think, and when I came to God and I even realized, like, I started taking me and Carlos, and Roman to Florida. And it just by accident, when I came to God, I got stranded there. And it became like one of the best things that ever happened to me because I learned to pause in that moment because I was learning that God was my provider. I could go to work every day and probably still not make. I mean, there's times you can go to work and not sell a car and you just wasted the whole day.
whole day.
Why not take that time for your kids and realize that they need you just as much? Like they need us now more than when they're older. When they're older and they're living their life, it's important that we be there for them. And when I learned that God was my provider, I think that's something that I continue. Like, yeah, we may have missed, a few days this week. We just talked about it. Like you missed, 4 days from work, but imagine this being the other way around. And you worked and you worked and you worked and you didn't have one of them. And you would look back and you were like, dang, I wish I would have taken more time with my kids.
Mhm.
And I think that's something that's been a big eye opener for us is that, tomorrow's not promised. And our time with each other, with a family, and balancing this out and learning that, family is a blessing. Um, Time off with your kids is a blessing. And they're going to grow up and they're going to leave the house and they're going to start their own lives and they're going to be married one day and have children and they're going to be doing the same thing we're doing and we're going to be having to ask if we can go along with them because we won't have any more. So it's us being able to give that to them and take this time for them to have mom and dad alone, and have them get lost in the woods and not catch any fish and do all of those things and fight and see mom and dad. Mom and dad kissing every time they turn a corner and they walked in the kitchen. Mom and dad were kissing. Like, did it get on your nerves? So they're like,
Crying puppy.
y'all are always kissing. Why? But I think it's good that your family sees that they see that you're happy and this time that you took to be with each other.
Absolutely. I know Caleb said it and Zion has said it in school. They have a bunch of friends who their parents aren't married, and some of them live with grandparents, and some of them live with their tia and
So
stuff.
they go every other weekend to mom and dad's house, one to dad, one to. And
Yeah.
they don't see mom.
So it is good. Yes, taking time for work, off of work. Yeah, they've already blown me up 20 times to call them and get this and did I do that, but it's still that's why you gave me vacation. I'm gonna take it. So cut them
Yeah.
off, like Zion said, cut them off. And it's good being able to see that I didn't realize that the kids see that more than I did that. So
Yeah. So if you're that family and, we just shared a little bit about balance and taking time and truly putting that time away for your kids that they see, they notice, they know when you're giving them your full undivided attention. It's always like we say, like people know, the people in jail know if you're being for real, if you're being fake. And I think our children can tell that as well. They know when you are giving them your true undivided attention and when you're really giving them the time that they deserve. So, with that being said, we just wanted to share a little bit about balance and what that looks like from the Taurus Wolf Pack. And if you are wanting that new beginning for God to give you the opportunity to have balance in your life, just invite him into your life and make him your Lord and your Savior and watch God change the direction and change the way you do things. And he truly, truly renews your mind and the way you operate and how you do life. And so we want to welcome you to the kingdom if you invited Jesus Christ into your life and made him your Lord and your Savior. Go ahead.
with that being said, we love y'all. We will see y'all next week. Don't forget to
Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
And don't forget to comment.
And don't forget to follow.
We appreciate you. We love y'all from the Taurus Wolf Pack. Where you at? We'll see y'all next week.